Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we are going to be going over a few different cryptos that I am personally buying. We'll take a look at the market, we'll get an idea of what everything is doing, and I'll kind of let you in on my strategy right now as to what I'm not only just expecting, but how I am taking action to take advantage of this opportunity that is at hand whenever we do look at the overall cryptosphere. So with that being said, it's going to be a pretty short, pretty sweet, simple video today where I just kind of let you guys in on a little bit of my strategy, what I plan on doing, and I hope that you guys do find some value out of today's video. Now, for any of you new viewers, I will let you know that I do have a Patreon. Now, if you sign up for this Patreon, you will get access to a whole bunch of different things. This is going to include access to notifications every time that I buy or trade a new crypto. You will also get access to my portfolios. You get access to these videos 20 to 30 minutes before everyone else does, as well as research reports that we release every single day. There's a whole bunch of other features that come along with it with other tiers, but that is just the baseline. So definitely go check it out and let me know what you think. Also, if you are looking to expand out into new brokerage or start your own investment journey, I highly recommend using the referral link down below. It'll bring you over to Webull. Whenever you sign up and create an account, all you have to do is deposit $100 and you will get 2 free stocks valued all the way up to $1,850. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump into the charts here. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin first because it almost seems as if the majority of the market is moving in correlation with what Bitcoin is doing as well. So I think it's a good starting point to really get an idea of what we can expect from the market soon. And then from that point forward, we can see what may be or may not be the best things to buy at the moment, or what my specific strategy is as a non-financial advisor. So with that, we can see here that Bitcoin has been moving pretty not so good over the last few days. Of course, we do know basically over the last 2 weeks that we did see a drop of up to 47%, but it has since recovered a bit up to about a 30% fall. Now, from the very top, the all-time highs, all the way down to where we are at the moment, we are still going to be down about roughly 37.9%. Now again, this isn't as bad as it was yesterday, but it is definitely still substantial. We did see this thing cross over the 21-week EMA, which was not a good sign, as many people did take notice that the majority of these big run-ups that we see, these big bull runs, do typically come to an end once we see a pull through or a pullback and fall through that 21-week EMA. Now, I do say it time and time again that as time does go forward, as Bitcoin grows in popularity, as it is more societally accepted and not accepted, as people start to truly understand what the capabilities of Bitcoin are, things are going to change. We are not still, we can't base all of our future expectations off of precedent that's already been set, because realistically, we're still creating that precedent. We're still setting the foundation, and we're still paving the roads for what Bitcoin will be in the future. And so as we do see things that are unprecedented, as we do see things that are not normal, right? Whenever we see things that just don't make sense, I think that's going to be a continuous thing that happens until we do get a much more stable future for crypto, which is going to take quite some time. And so whenever I see things like this, when we pass through the EMA and all that, I don't necessarily just automatically say, oh, it's over, the bull run is done, this thing is crashing, nothing's coming back, everything's dead, get out, run for the hills. I don't automatically say that. I think there will be times that we do see acceptance, okay? Now, honestly, if this was probably in like September or October, I'd say, yep, this is probably about it. Maybe it's a good idea to cash out or get ready, stop buying as much to get ready for some big dip to where you can take advantage of that, put some cash in and really dollar cost average your way all the way down if that is how you like to play. Well, again, what we have been seeing is if we do go back out to the dailies now, we can see that it has been in quite a great recovery. Even though it has still been falling a little bit, it's still in some honestly great recovery in comparison to what we did see yesterday. Now, I'm going to jump all the way out to the hourlies, and we can see that it has started a pretty decent uptrend, and it seems to be following a pretty decent trend line here and working its way up to that 42,000 support level. Now, a lot of people have noticed that 42,000 is going to be support here, so if we can establish that as some type of resistance as we did see and then bypass it, that would be obviously very optimal. And if that is the case, then from that point forward, being able to work our way back above that 21-week EMA would be even better, and that could show that this could have just been some very quick, very fast flash crash that could have been triggered by a little bit of manipulation, as people are speculating. Well, we clearly are in an ascending triangle here, and I am expecting a breakout in one direction or another soon. I personally have not been buying, and I typically don't buy within this area whenever we do see these wedges form, simply for the fact that Though an ascending triangle is typically a good sign, or it's a little bit more bullish than a descending, what I will say about this is going to be the fact that you never really know which way it's going to go, right? This thing could very easily break into the 42,000s, find a retest, work its way back in, and then crash, which is something we've seen before, or the inverse, right? We could see this thing fall through, people panic, and then next thing you know, we see a retest, break through, and next thing you know, we're making a race maybe all the way back up to 45,000. We don't know these things, and you can never truly 100% say this is going to happen or this is not going to happen. But what we can do is gauge the reaction that the market will have one way or another, anticipate where these things could, what these events, what reactions could be caused from them, and then how we can take advantage of that, and what are going to be the best opportunities going to be presented from these events. So again, one way or another, if we do see Bitcoin continue to fall, what does that mean? If we do see it climb again, what does that mean? Well, personally speaking, what I have been doing is I have been buying all of my top three most established, I think this is the future, cryptos. Now, those three for me are going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ADA Cardano, or ADA Cardano, as some people do like to say. Now, I know some people might be surprised. Tyler, what? You're not buying any of the hype coins right now? You're not buying any GMR or Happy or Safemoon or any of those? Well, no, but let me clarify, because there are a few reasonings as to why I will say so. At the moment, I don't think now is the time for speculation. Okay, and now I know this is going to shock some people, some of my super duper diehard hype coin fanatics in my subscribers. A lot of them are going to be like, what? No, this is the time to buy the dip, we're going to the moon. And hey, if you want to do that, I totally understand. But if you have watched this channel before, I talk about a lot of hype coins. I talk about a lot of these different coins that have just come around, these different projects that are a few months old, a few weeks old, even a few days old sometimes. I talk about them quite often. But if you know me, you know that my portfolio consists of 90% Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, ADA Cardano. So the thing about that is right now is the time, or not the time, for speculation. Right? I think as we have just seen, realistically, the most stable, in a sense, large cap crypto take an absolute dive, I don't think now is the time to make bets on other cryptos that are nowhere near as stable as Bitcoin is. I think now is the time that we know, realistically, one day, Bitcoin, Cardano, probably, Ethereum, probably, they are going to continue to find some upward momentum, whether that be in a few days, a few months, a few weeks, years, etc. They will grow again. I have no doubt in my mind Ethereum will eventually reach 10,000. I have no doubt in my mind that ADA Cardano will eventually reach 100, 200, 250. I have no doubt in my mind that Bitcoin will eventually reach the 100,000 mark. How long it will take, I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't care, right? Now is the time to make bets, because it's very, honestly, in my opinion, obvious that crypto is going to have its place in the future as long as there is no fundamental change, no overall just big teaming up of legislation that provides too much regulation. If there is nothing like that, crypto has a place in the future. If that is the case, and it does have a major place in the future, as I do believe it does, and many other people do believe it does, then that is going to leave things like Bitcoin, Cardano, and Ethereum to have much more growing potential. But that's not the case so clearly when we talk about our hype coins. Because whenever we talk about hype coins, when hype coin season, altcoin season was in full effect, and we were seeing these things doing thousands and thousands of percentages just over and over and over again, we were speculating that they would do well, but it was very clear where the growth was, right? Because we knew that while everyone was hyped, while everyone was excited, that we would see these different hype coins just absolutely take off. Right? We knew it, basically. We could always predict it. Put something with Moon in it, put something with Safe in it, give it an IDO at this date, hype it up, get some YouTubers to talk about it, go shill it on YouTube comment sections, go to Discords, do that, and next thing you know, that thing's going to hit for 500%. Can you sell it? Probably not, but you're still going to see those gains. That was the clearest route to green, right? That was the clearest route to seeing gains. Well, now times have changed, right? Things are a little bit different. Do I think hype coin season is dead? Not all the way, but it's definitely taken a significant hit. But what I have noticed is that if we're thinking about future-wise, the clearest route at the moment is going to be with our bigger cryptos. Does that mean that they will not fall from this point forward? No, they could very well. Bitcoin could very well go ahead and retest all the way back down to 20,000 where the previous all-time high was, as that is what we see sometimes. Ethereum could fall back into the low 2000s. We could see Cardano hit $1 again. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that in a long-term perspective, it's very, very obvious and clear, in my opinion, that we will see these more well-established cryptos have room to grow from where they are now. They could see a dip from here, but in the long term. Okay, so right now, whenever we see these big crashes, when we see uncertainty, when we see FUD, it's not the time to be speculative. It is a time to be wise. And the wise play, in my opinion at the moment, is to gather up Cardano, gather up Bitcoin, gather up Ethereum, gather up some of these more well-established ones that you may love, such as XRP, which has done a great job recently. All of these other ones that have established themselves and have set a baseline, like we're not going to go under this, no matter what, right? Because we've already done so much, are the way to go. Now, the only exception to that, in a sense, is the way in which I'm playing with Safemoon. Well, what I'm going to be doing with Safemoon is something that I talked about in my last video, because at first when we saw the crash, I was like, I'm going to buy more Safemoon right now. And then as time went on, I was trying to logicize exactly how I wanted to go about this and exactly how I wanted to sell maybe some other cryptos to buy more, or if I just wanted to put more cash in. I just figured out exactly the play I wanted to do. And what I did was I realized that I don't need to buy Safemoon, right? Whenever we are seeing these big dips, I don't need to buy Safemoon. The reason behind that is when I'm holding Safemoon throughout a dip, I'm collecting more Safemoon in the dip. So instead of me putting more cash into Safemoon right now, my version of buying the dip is to simply just hold it, because the reflection process as everyone else is selling is giving me more. So yeah, I could buy more technically speaking and buy the dip, but why? Why not collect the reflections, collect more Safemoon while everyone else is selling, and then use the cash that I would have used on Safemoon to buy a more well-established crypto and be able to capitalize on both of those gains in the long term, as I do believe Safemoon will see gains in the long term again as well, and be able to capitalize on both of them rather than just one individually, and Safemoon being the more speculative of the bunch. So I'm incurring more risk by just putting that money into Safemoon. You see what I mean? And so that's kind of been the play. So all of the cryptos, any cryptos that I own that have the reflection process, I didn't buy anymore. My method of buying the dip was just holding, because I could have sold. When we saw Safemoon at all-time highs, we got the Bitcoin news, I was like, this thing's about to crash. I could have sold right then and there. But I was like, you know what? In the long term, I see success. In the long term, I truly, in my gut, feel that we will see success. And for that, all I did was hold. Now I've built up maybe a couple 100,000 new Safemoon tokens that I didn't have to buy. And then I use that cash that I would have bought them with and put it in Ethereum, took out ADA to put them into Bitcoin. And now, as time does go on, as crypto does continue to establish itself over time, I will be able to see gains in not only my established cryptos that I'm 100% positive will see growth in the long term. I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever. Strike me down if I'm wrong. You guys can publicly ridicule me if Bitcoin just goes to zero and never rebounds. It is what it is. Okay. But I'm also mitigating risk by simply just holding my Safemoon rather than putting new money into it. Just holding it, allowing that to accumulate more. And that's my version of buying the dip there. So I'm killing two birds with one stone if you think about it. And so that's what I want you guys to consider. Many of you hype coin investors, many of you meme coin investors, many of those of you who just consistently buy all of these speculative plays in a state of, uncertainty, in a time where we're seeing the most stable of the most stable cryptos get rocked, I don't believe it's time to be speculative. This is the time to be smart, okay? Because sometimes you have to stop chasing gains and start mitigating losses, right? Because you chase those gains when everything's going up 1,000%, that's fine. But that doesn't last forever, and at some point you're going to need that anchor that can hold you down. And now, in my opinion, is the time to set that anchor while everything is on sale. Even if I go over to my Patreon, as you can see here, I let them know when I do some dollar cost averaging. If I have some technical analysis associated with a buy, I will put it in there. But sometimes I'm just simply buying more because I like to buy more. And as you can see here, over the last couple of days, I bought $250 of Ethereum. I bought $400 worth of ADA Cardano, $700 of ADA Cardano, $250 of Ethereum, $250 of ADA Cardano, $300 of Ethereum. And I'm doing this every single day, day after day after day, and I'm buying more. Right? And so what I do is I dollar cost average. That's my favorite method of investing. I will never really defer from that. I truly believe that it is the best way to go. I put money into these things and I just put money into it up or down. Either way, it's fine with me, because at the end of the day, even if I'm averaging up, I'm still making gains as it's growing. You know what I mean? And so at the moment, what I'm doing again is I'm just buying my more well-established cryptos. I'm not being super speculative. I'm not thinking like, oh, now is the time that I can see a 300% gain because we're seeing some of these different hype coins fall, and they're just gonna definitely do what they did in the past, because that's not the case. We don't know what the future holds for crypto right now, and I don't believe now is the time to be speculative. So with that being said, I hope you guys did get some value from this video, just kind of getting some insight in the way I think about moments like these, because I know a lot of people are unsure. I know a lot of people are concerned. A lot of people can't figure out, what should I do right now? Should I be buying these speculative plays? Should I be buying these more established ones? Should I be making a mix? And I'll just tell you what I'm doing, and hopefully you can develop your own strategy and your own vision behind that. If that is the case and you did get some value from today's video, you can let me know, of course, by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. I post on this channel 2 to 3 times every single day, and I usually go live every day, but we had a big flood down in Louisiana, and so a lot of the internet's going weird. I can't live stream at the moment, but hopefully that is soon, or back soon, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.